Hello, everyone. Welcome to the IR Update. Today with us, we have Matthew Mills, CEO from MedX. Hi, Matthew. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, how are you? Pleasure to be here.
So, Matthew, to get us started, can you talk about the process of founding MedX and why green scene solutions are so important?
Well, this came to us it came to me on a number of fronts. It was just kind of meant to be. I'm a former dot-commer who, really didn't have any business in product development or, focusing on anything but, the digital world. That's where I came from. But some things happened. I had another company that I was the chief operating officer of, and I was also the investor relations director. And I met just a gamut of physicians, and, I made friends with them, and just hearing, what goes on with, patient care and cancer and all of the things that are around us, literally around us, and the things that we are prescribed are dangerous. I mean, it's just a fact. And for instance, a pest control company coming to your house every quarter or come to your place of business every quarter and spraying poisons for 20 years, you've got to think that you're affected some way by that. And now it's becoming proven. It's a proven thing. Well, that led to another friend of mine who was, 30 years with the Los Angeles County Fire Department, was having an issue in his department with rattlesnakes. Rattlesnake calls were happening to the fire department, 100 times a month, literally 100 times a month in the Malibu and Calabasas area. And, the process that they go through to remove a rattlesnake is pretty gruesome. And usually they'll be curled up on a porch or somewhere that's intrusive. A soccer mom will come home from soccer practice with her kids. They're getting out of the car. There's a rattlesnake on the porch. Well, what happens is they call the fire department. It's a 911 call. The fire department rushes out there and they break out literally break out a noose, and they bring it out on the lawn and they cut the head off. And this is very, very disturbing to, mom and kids and family, and it's a disturbing thing. So they wanted to come up with a way to deter rattlesnakes from, this situation, from coming to a front porch, from being in a backyard, from being next to a pool, from living in the doghouse. Literally, rattlesnakes will go live wherever it's warm in the early spring and fall. They go look for warm spots, so they could be roommates with a dog, and then your dog gets bit. So there's a lot of issues with rattlesnakes in the Santa Monica mountain range, and that's how this whole thing started. I put together a formulation. I did some research. Research on the internet, it's pretty easy. So I started doing research to find out what snakes don't like, and we came up with a formula and started testing it in some of these homes. We would go to the same homes that the fire department was pulling snakes from and killing them. And we would go and do beta tests at these homes for free. We would just go there and, treat their homes with this product. And it was essential oil product. And that's really what we've become as essential oil experts here at MedX. And, we started doing this and we started to see some effects. And I enhanced the formula. After about 8 different formulations, we finally came up with one that, once we started using it, not only were snakes not coming around anymore, but rodents weren't coming around anymore. Fleas and ticks were disappearing off the property. Cockroaches. I mean, the comments coming back from homeowner were pretty amazing. I was really surprised to see this happening. And suddenly that became our calling. And we refined, a number of products now, using the same type of methods of blending and formulating that we've done. And it seems as if we have something very special that has not only penetrated professional pest control here in the United States, but is now going abroad. But there was a lot of obstacles to get there. And I think you probably want to hear that story too.
I do, and I'm very interested. As a mother from a small child, it really caught my attention how you really developed this product and other process that went through it. It's very nice.
So there was other things that happened to us, or happened to me, frankly, from the whole process. And it was after a dog. During this process, I had a dog that we had a rodent problem at a home, and the person that was doing our pest control at my home at the time, and we weren't really doing anything yet. We were just formulating, we were doing some treatments out of the fireman's truck, weren't really doing anything as a pest control company. We weren't even thinking about that and where it would go. So, one day I came home, my dog was very, very sick. And apparently the pest control operator left a bait block inside of a flower bed for rats to eat and didn't tie it down. And the rat took it out of the flower bed and took it out to the deck and ate part of it. And my dog ate the rest of it. And my dog died. And this was horrible. This was a thought process of, wow, these poisons, if a kid gets a hold of this, if a baby gets a hold of this is going to be the same outcome. So we started developing, and we really started focusing on the pest control arena, and everybody laughed at us. Everybody said, no way, this has been done before. Natural products will never be the solution for professional pest control. It'll never have a place. And I joined a couple of groups. I became an agricultural integrated pest management specialist, licensed in the state of California to treat agriculture. And then other people within our organization became pest control applicators for landscape. And we have, now a huge group of us. But we joined a couple of groups in social media thinking, hey, this would be a good way to get our product out there and get comments back. And it was terrible. People were making fun of us. They were taking our logo and putting Calvin, the Calvin.
I do.
Doing that on our logo. And it was, in some ways it was disrespectful, but in some ways it was comedy. And everybody said, no way. And this went on for about 6-8 months. And finally, we bought a truck. And we put the truck to work, and the truck it services about 300 different locations throughout Calabasas, Malibu, Woodland Hills, areas where there's rattlesnake. We were really focused on snake abatement. We weren't really focused on pest control. And, the comments kept coming back, and we did some video, and, the video that we're doing had never been done before. You can't really spray lawn furniture, jungle gyms for children with pest control. It was looked at like, what are you guys doing? As a matter of fact, we were interviewed by a local TV station here, and the very next day, the agriculture people were at my front door saying, hey, what you're doing it's not legitimate. You can't spray like this. With pest control products, and they didn't know what we were spraying. So we basically showed them what we were spraying, and they were astonished and said, actually, you can spray this kind of stuff, but I don't think it's going to work. But, we'll sue. I'm sure your customers will tell you. Well, our customer base just kept growing. So we decided to go head to head with some of the people in pest control. And we're talking about thousands of people we're in front of on social media in a Facebook group. And that group, basically the heads of that group said, no way, no how. And I finally got them to accept a sample of the product. That was all I needed to do. You see, there are some things that we do differently than others do when it comes to the manufacturing process. And we discovered something during the process that nobody knows about. It's a secret formula. And it's a process that allows the product to penetrate the insects more than you would expect it to. I'm not going to go too far into the secret, but we've designed all of our products this way. It's a blending technique. It's something nobody has ever done before. And we learned it from the cannabis industry because our products are approved for cannabis production, for use on cannabis and in cannabis facilities when you're cultivating cannabis. And we're one of the first companies to actually have that. And as that happened, we started to see the effects that nobody else saw. And once we got the samples into the hands of these professionals that were running these groups, they came back to us and said, this is a new product in my toolbox. I have customers asking for this, and after putting it to the test, it's knocking down the fleas, the ticks and lawns, ants, all types of roaches. Spiders, everything is running from this stuff. So much so that now we've sent thousands and thousands of samples all over the US and now abroad. And we have people doing things with this product that you would never think possible. Like boats in Wisconsin on boat docks have spider issues. They are using our products to spray all the boat docks, spray the boats directly, doesn't leave any staining, doesn't leave any marks, and it's working. So much so that, we have multiple companies now using it for that. Mosquito abatement. Somebody did a mosquito trial with all of the big products that are out there, and our product went head to head with them and actually outperformed all of the products being tested that are the normal products as chemicals for mosquito control. And that was the point in the game. That was in 2019. That was the point where the product really became accepted on a national basis. And every distribution company that supplies your pest control arena is now carrying our product. It's in over 40 distribution centers all over the United States. And now we're moving into places like New Zealand and Singapore and being tested all over South America. It's really neat what we've got going. We've actually got agreements now taking our products into 41 different markets in multiple countries. So that it's really gone to a level of, we are no longer looked at as if, hey, this product's not going to work. We are now looked at as a real competitor in the industry. And the products are revered and being used by thousands of pest control operators all over the world.
That's amazing, Matthew. Congratulations on all the hard work and everything you had to go through to market and take this to this next level.
Well, luckily I've got some very, very good people that are with us. This is definitely not the Matthew Mills show. There's a group of us that really are passionate about this. We want to make a difference every day. And that's really the kind of the slogan of our company. That and sometimes nature needs a little science. And we've conquered those things by implementing those two focuses on our company. And that's really kind of our slogans about what we're doing here at Medex.
Fantastic. And still going through your flagship nature side pest control product portfolio, can you explain, as it stands today, how it is and your distribution model?
Well, it's pretty simple. Right now, we focused on the pest control arena first. Really wanted the pest control professionals to use our product, make it known that they're using our product, and we actually have a network now of pest control companies all over the United States that want to be in the network, and in case somebody learns about Nature Side and they want Nature Side to be used on their home in their city, they can just go to our map and look at it, and they'll find someone in their area. And it's from California all the way to Florida, all the way up into the north of the east and north of the west. There's people everywhere using our products, and that was our first focus, to get the pest control industry involved. And now that we've got them involved, now we're starting to position ourselves with consumers making our products available in places like Walmart.com, Kroger.com, and Amazon.com. All three of these are internet e-commerce giants, and our product is being accepted very well. And we're starting to see reviews come from the consumers, which is very important to our model for people to be able to actually see, hey, this is a product that's being used by the pros. So we kind of did the opposite of what everybody else does. Everybody else in the natural pest control world goes to the consumer first and says, hey, look at our product, look how great it is. And some of these products work well, but one thing about them, they're not on the back of pest control trucks in America today. Our product is. I'm not going to say that is a for sure thing everywhere, but you don't see natural products being advertised by the professional pest control companies like you see ours. They actually put stickers on their trucks saying that they're a certified partner of the Nature's Side product line, and they've gone through a little bit of training with us. We've given them a little bit of tutorials. We have videos that go out, and we've made our model to a place where professionals are growing and the consumers are piggybacking on them. And eventually this will be a big consumer product, but we really wanted to make sure that the professional was convinced first, because if the professional's convinced, the consumer will be convinced. And it's not slowing down. It's only getting bigger and bigger. It's a really neat thing that we've done here, and I'm very excited and I'm proud of my team.
And what do you believe is the biggest hurdle for Meddex penetrating the pest control market, and what are you doing to address that?
Well, I mean, I think I covered that in that last response. Everybody told us no. I'm one of those guys that somebody tells us no, it just makes me work harder. We really needed to put our head down and become applicators here. We needed to really make sure that we became that pest control professional. And once we did that, once we became the pest control professional, and we sent samples out and pushed out all of these usage videos, how to blend the product, how to clean your apparatuses after using the product, how to add things like adjuvants that give the product a longer life, which is also used for chemicals. Those products fit perfectly with our products. And there's some tricks of the trade that we needed to really understand for us to become believable to that pest control arena. Not to mention, we have a vice president of business development that's been in the industry for many, many years, like 3 decades. He has a 14 truck pest control operation on the East Coast, and he goes to all the shows, and he is a big user of our products, and that's how it started. First, he became a user. Then he became more interested in what we're doing, and I was able to talk him into becoming our VP of business development. And he's done an incredible job. And again, this is about the team that we put together wanting to make a real difference every day. So we really conquered, this product's never going to be there in pest control. We've conquered it, and it's not going to slow down. It's only getting bigger as we go into all these different countries.
And now you have a great announcement to make, because you recently released an engagement with the leading small cap investment bank, Maxim Group, to help you guide your planned NASDAQ listing.
Yes.
So what's next for Meddex in your go public journey?
Well, we're doing a few things right now. We decided, because the market, we really wanted to punch in a market a couple of years ago, but unfortunately the markets just did what they did, and IPOs are, I'm not going to say they're non-existent, but they're losing money on a left and right basis. I think we all know that. We've all been watching the markets every day. Sure, we have some spikes up. Sure, we have some spikes down, but the overall general positioning for IPOs has not been very good last couple of few years. So we decided that going about this the way of crowdfunding, which we have experience in, we do have 4,000 investors in our program. We have a CF running right now, and we're going to move from CF to Regulation A+. While we do that, we engaged with Maxim because our process here is to do a direct listing. That's the plan. We've reserved a NASDAQ symbol, MXRX, and Maxim is going to help guide the process while we raise the capital internally through the crowdfunding process. And we believe that we'll raise enough capital to do a couple of acquisitions, get our equity in position, and then get out there in the open market and have Maxim also not only be our sponsor and help us with market making and the things that they do and they specialize in, but also bring us the capital that we need to really expand the business, which is got some pretty interesting things that we're going to do. One, we're going to continue to develop products. We've got about 15 products in development right now, all natural products, very unique. Things that are very needed in the pest control industry as well as in the consumer market. And then we're going to acquire a couple of different companies that we're actually negotiating with one now. And we're hoping that when we list, we finalize things and bring ourselves into a position where we can have enough capital to really ramp up. And we do have a commitment from a very large company as well, once we're public, that I'm going to put on the sidelines as we move to the market and Maxim does their job. As Maxim completes what we need to do, we have access to over $100 million once we are a publicly traded company. And we're really focused on getting there and then implementing and really doing the work that we want to do to make a difference around the world, not just here in the States, but really make a difference. And not just in pest control. Pest control is it's our flagship product. It's a fast-paced growing product. But we have expertise in essential oils. And there's some things about essential oils that a lot of people just don't know about. Not only are they good for things like aromatherapy, but they're also good for pain management, believe it or not. And I'll give you an example. We have a product called, it's called Malibu Brands, and it's called the Pacific Pain Relief Cream. And it is a essential oil-based product from poison ivy, believe it or not, that we've extracted the rash side of it, and it gives pain relief and muscle pain, joint pain, all types of different, body aches. And 95% of the people that it's been tested on or have used it have seen very positive results. So there's a gamut of essential oil type products that we are in the middle of developing. And it goes from pain management to pest control to aromatherapy. I mean, and this is just the start of where we are. There's some things going on in the hemp and cannabis industry that we also discovered. Now we're not that side of it. It's not federally legal. When it is, we might use essential oils from hemp and cannabis to help patients without giving them the euphoric side, but giving them the pain management side of things. So it's very interesting where we're headed.
I wish you a lot of success in your new Go Public listing, and I hope to buy your product very soon. It sounds amazing.
Thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you so much.